instead of trailing into the lockers, they grab the lead with the clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. But I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy. We've got a whole second half, but use the way we finished the first one to start the second.
Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Oh, and the defender took some liberties there with a late hit, roughing the passer.
The league has done a great job of defining what is a late hit and illegal contact on a quarterback. The defenders really have to get in line.
Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
That was second down run for Murray. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. To give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
So following the penalty, now 1st and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. And just a yard on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 4.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
The best time to call a draw when you think it's going to have the most success is usually after you've thrown the ball a bunch of times and had success that way, where they think that, oh, here comes another pass play. All they want to do is get to the quarterback, and then you pull him and hand it to a runner, and he slides by, usually for big yardage.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And Suckup will put this one right through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Jay Howard in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Breeze to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Nevin Lawson with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bad.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
Down to about the 22 here. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
Here we go. Black 35. Black 35.
On 3rd down, Murray. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Brandon, the runs that tend to make the highlight reel are not these types of plays. But how about the effort? Hit in the backfield, fights his way back. He comes up a little bit short, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
They'll try and run with Murray. Latavius Murray unable to lower those shoulders and get the first. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Hopping over the top. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
We just saw what a lot of teams call a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game. That signifies they want to run the football. Yeah, occasionally they'll play action and throw it, but most of the time, those guys on the...
And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. The bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Romo. And the pressure gets to Romo as he goes down. Lorenzo Alexander in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. And there they bring pressure from the inside and they get home. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Bree's going to throw. Green with a catch left side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They come out with one back and three tight ends. Johnson. The 49ers going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Bree's going to throw here. They'll roll him out right. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Breeze. Over the middle to Garcon. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Complete to the right. This is Garcon. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. Well, there's two sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything, and when you're on the deep...
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're able to return this one all the way up to the 45.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession. And to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
One last throw here for Romo. He's got time in the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And